Here's a tutorial on how I made the innerwear I used for this bubu. So this is what it looks like. Let's get into the video. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is checking for stretch to see if this fabric stretches, and as you can see, it stretches on both ends actually. I can fold it any side I decide. So this is a petite dress. I folded it based on my hip divided by 4 plus 0.5. And bear in mind, this dress would not have a back zip, it only have a side zip. I want to trim out this excess. Easy way to just do a quick facing for a gown that has no dart actually. So we're going to be marking 3 inches. So this will not be our starting line because this is going to be sitting this way. You get it? It's going to be sitting this way inside of the dress. So this will be our starting line. So our starting line will begin from 6, is the tube dress. So from 6 we'll mark 10. Next up, we're going to be doing our bust divided by 4 plus 0.5 inches. I'm going to be using 0.5. Remember my fabric draws. So it's 9.5 plus 0.5, that's 10. Okay, I'll mark it here. Then for the tube part, I'm going to be using whatever we have here. That's 10 minus 0.5. We'll be using 9.5 here. So this 9.5 is going to extend there. So before I continue, my bust is 38 inches. My round of my half length is 32 inches. My hip is 39.5 inches. I mark from 6 to my breast point, which is 10. From 10, I'm going to be marking a 15 because my half length is a 15. It's a 15. Yes, round of my half length is 32. Remember, 32 divided by 4 is 8 plus 0.5. We have 8.5. So you connect. Next up, we're going to be marking from the 15. We'll be marking the hip point. My hip point is 26.5. That's from my shoulder. It's 26.5. 26.5. Marking here. So my round of my hip is 39.5 divided by 4 is 9.875. Then I'll be adding 0.5 to that. So 9.85. Well, my fabric is not enough. So this is all I could get out. So we're just going to shape it like that to the end. Okay. The only thing now is when I am sewing, joining the sides by 0.75 inches. 0.75 inch. But at this point, I would only use 0.5 because I barely have allowance on this end. So from there, I'm going to be extending whatever we have to the full length of the dress. The full length of the dress is, we have 26.5 here. Full length of our dress, we're using, 36 is fine. Using 36. Then we're going to be adding 1 inch allowance. So this is what it looks like. So we're just going to put our scissors straight and cut the entire thing out. So remember, whatever is on the hip is going to apply here. I have no slit on my dress, so I do not want it to be too fitted at the bottom. Okay. So I'll start to cut. So if in a situation your fabric doesn't draw, you'd add 1 inch on every point. You get, and then you're going to be using 1 inch seam allowance to sew. At this point, my fabric draws, and I do not have enough fabric, so I added 0.5 on every end except the hip. Remember, so when I'm sewing, I'm going to be using 0.75 to sew because I would want it to wrap around with some more other than the allowance that I used. So next up, you're going to be notching all of these points. That you know that this is the point that stays down. You're going to notch the bust point, the waist point, the hip point, and also the allowance to turn the bottom of the gown. Remember, we notched here, and this is the back of our dress. So we're going to be flipping this facing to the back of our dress this way, and you pin it down. You can decide to leave the edge or turn it in. Then next up, same thing. This is the back, this is the front. So we're going to flip it towards the back and pin. We're going to be putting the two sides together and pin all the way to the end. Okay, we're going to pin it all the way to the end. Then you're going to be sewing with 0.75 inches all the way to the end. We've proceeded to use 0.75 from here all the way to the half length. But for the hip, remember I said I was going to use 0.5 for the hip. This was where I notched for the hip. 0.05 down to the bottom. So for this other side of the dress, we have everything pinned down, right? Now we're going to be attaching the zip to this other side of the dress. So what we're going to do is find the hip points and pin it together. Okay, pin it together, and then you're going to be sewing using 0.5 all the way down to the bottom of the dress. Okay, down to the bottom of the dress, all the way from here, the hip point, all the way to the bottom of the dress. You're going to be leaving here open to attach your zip. I'm using black because cloth will be worn inside and it wouldn't really matter what color of zip I use. Yeah, but you're supposed to use exactly the same color as your dress, right? Okay. First things first, this is how I fix in my zip. You're going to spread apart the part where you join. Find the front of your zip. So the front facing here, this way, it's going to start at the sewed point, the point that is already joined in, right? You're going to keep it this way and you're going to pin. Okay, remember that you're going to use 0.75 to close up here, so that's going to apply to the zip too. So you see the starting point is here, so this is 0. The teeth line is sitting on 0.75, so we're in track. We're going to pin all the way so so this is what it looks like. So we're going to go and sew it down, then we'll do the other side. I would attach the other end to just to hold it down so I can pin it all the way here. I held it down. I'll try to shift it in some more and start pinning. Okay, remember we're using 0.75 after the hip point, so you can use your tape to measure, but me, I already know how to check it. So you're going to pin all the way up just like we did for the other side. So when you're pinning, you make sure both notches are on the same side, so that you know you're on the same level, so that it will not be unequal. You understand? So this is what it looks like. I'm going to go and sew it down. After you stitch that part down, next up, you're going to unzip here. After unzipping, you're going to flip. See, you're going to flip this way, and then pin it down. And you're going to sew your machine. Repeat the same for here. Look at, turn it down, pin it down, sew it down, so that when you're done sewing, the zip is ready. So this is what it looks like after you fix the zip. The zip is ready. So let's flip our gown and see what it looks like. So this is our gown. Very simple gown. What is left is to turn the bottom, okay, and then weave the edges, weave all of the edges on the inside. So remember, use the same color of zip